Well, in Nanatsu no Taisa episode 4 or 7 Deadly Sins episode 4, it's about the fact that after the fight against Guild Thunder, where where Meliodas finds out where the fox sin of greed and the bear sin of sloth is, he decides to go after one of them, faking his injury that he was hurt. Diana then grabs Guild Thunder and throws him away, where he crash lands in a church where people beg for mercy or divine punishment against the Holy Knights, only to all be deeply wounded as soon as Guild Thunder crashes inside the church. Gotta say, that is quite cruel. Even though Meliodas is hurt, he still pretends like nothing has happened. Diana is happy about her poster, even though Meliodas says it doesn't really look that much like her. But then suddenly Meliodas' collapse reveals that the wound he has is still a bit wounded. But before he collapsed, he said he was going to go to Baste Dungeon, where the fox seed of green Bun is supposed to be imprisoned. In the Baste Dungeon, we hear some talk from a weird group of Holy Knights called Wierd Fang. Apparently a woman in red armor called Frieza, some kind of dude in a horn-like helmet called Golgius, a man that has a feminine mask called Rune, and finally someone with a torturous thorn-spiked mask called Jude. Some of these voices sound familiar, especially the Golgius and Jude. I could have swear it was Sho and Noburuki Hayama, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that a Holy Knight apprentice called Jericho. Wait, is that a man or a boy? Well, I know who it. Is that a man or a girl? Man or a woman? Maybe is the right question. Well, I know the gender, so you all know too. Either way, in a imprisoned cell, some knights are talking about the whole seven deadly sins, and then suddenly they hear a humming. The one who's humming is Bun, the fox seed of greed. Even though he seems to be stuck in a way that could possibly kill a normal man, he's somehow alive. Well, we all know that's why too. Elsewhere, the gang of Meliodas have reached Baste Dungeon's village, where they get to a doctor that's trying to heal Meliodas. Diana decides to go to the dungeon herself and gets angry when Elizabeth says this is all her fault, and um, and says that if only was stronger. The reason she gets angry is because she always knows the captain's kindness, and Diana don't want to think that he's only doing this for her. Revealing that once upon a time, uh, Diana was being harassed by some knights. The one who saved them and treated her like a normal girl, not like some giant, was Meliodas, causing Diana to fall in love with him. Ever since that day, she has been in love with Meliodas almost a little bit too much. Well, and but she somehow curses the fact that all she can do is fight for him. Because she's so big, she considers herself that she can't do normal stuff like taking care of the captain, like Elizabeth can, and she secretly wishes to be small. Before she heads to dungeon, Frieza, the red-armed that is apparently a female, summons some bugs, revealing that despite her tomboyish talking and even more her boyish pronouns, she somehow has a feminine. Well, technically, you don't have to have a feminine side to be scared of bugs, but the way she screams it sounds a little bit feminine. Uh, but she still managed to summon power to cause the earth to squash all the bugs. But it's not over yet. As she heads to the dungeon, Elizabeth tries to take care of Meliodas, but apparently the doctor reveals that he has made only Meliodas' conditions worse. And then, the Golgius, the grey-headed horned one, appears, sarcastically greets Elizabeth, saying this is his doing. Finally, we see Bun kicking open the door in his dungeon, taking out his uh, stuck like this, all his wounds, revealing that he decided to just do that as soon as he heard that that the captain was alive. Jericho appears and mocks Bun, and then tries to cut Bun. However, Bun just skillfully evades that, and instead Jericho just cut off all of Bun's hair and beard, because as soon as he exits the dungeon, it revealed that he has grown hair and long hair. One of the reasons for that is apparently he hasn't been fed for 5 years the moment he was caught by the Weird Fang. How is he still alive? Wait a moment. His wounds are healing. Oh yeah. Bun has a secret. Spoiler alert. But we all know, right? I only take this as a spoiler alert. Bun has a super healing that is quasi to immortality. As Jericho gets shocked by that, Bun just points at the scar, saying, "This scar is a special case, the one he gave me." That's basically this episode. Must say it's pretty good. Bun's intro, that was just awesome. I think Bun is my favorite character of the Seven Deadly Sins. It's pretty strange that how you can always take a liking to anti-heroes, because Bun seems a little bit more unstable than the other, especially the way he talks. I don't know if it's pronounced that way, but he seems to talk a little bit like this, like a singing or somehow. Uh, so yeah, he is quite scary, Bun. But yeah, this also introduced another character, there's the Weird Fang and Jericho. I think we'll see that Jericho later. So that's basically this episode. Give me a thoughts if you have any.